sadly, this will likely be hanging over her for the rest of her life.
American Airlines is asking to be dismissed from a lawsuit involving a hidden camera in a plane bathroom.
Charlotte flight attendant Estes Thompson III is accused of secretly recording minor passengers using the bathroom on 5 different occasions. Investigators say they also found AI child pornography on Estes' personal devices.
The family of a 14-year-old victim filed a lawsuit against the airline and Estes last October. American filed a motion last week requesting to be removed from the suit. Airline officials say they will give the plaintiffs the information they're requesting on the suspect and other employees who were on the flight. Queen City News Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Rhodes is here on whether American can actually get out of this.
And Khalif, we've talked about this before. Can American actually say, hey, the fault entirely lies with this flight attendant?
Excellent question. The former law school professor in me is loving this entire line of questioning because it is really something that is a normal question that you'd ask. If I call for an Uber driver or a limo, for instance, and the limo crashes, then they're in the course of their normal business. The company could then be found responsible. It's called respondeat superior. The employee, the superior, their boss, can be held liable. However, when they're outside the scope, when they go on something known as a detour, which this guy individually was clearly on a detour, it's a little bit murky if it's liable or if the company should be held liable. And that's what they're arguing. They're saying, listen, that's not in his job description. We didn't teach him to go tape, cameras to the back of a bathroom stall. And because of that, we need to be removed. We need to have this case dismissed. You can sue everybody else, but you can't sue me. But there's an asterisk there. Can you still get to them? And that was what discovery will show. If their hiring practice didn't have the protocols in place to show that they knew or should have known that this could happen. Say, for instance, in his background history, he had some type of sexual abuse or he had some type of, rape charge in the past. Then at some point they knew or should have known that he had the propensity to do something like this. And so this one will play out, and in that discovery, what they're saying will turn over in his hiring background. In the course of their investigation, if they find out that he had some issues, then yeah, they may not be leaving as fast as they think.
There was some time between when this actually happened, it was reported, and then they acted on this.
Yep.
Are any of the workers liable here?
There are other employees. If anything, they'll make the connection in terms of what should have been done specifically for the criminality and in terms of him destroying evidence. But then also in terms of the process for the company, potentially their protocols, what was in place. So you have the negligent hiring. They may have hired an employee that they knew or should have known. But also if they didn't have in place protocols on how to deal with this to avoid him destroying the evidence and potentially having this happening. Maybe someone should be going into the bathroom right before he goes in, before a female goes in. Maybe they didn't have those processes in place. The process of them stopping the family from having that interaction with him while they were looking at the phone and he's in the bathroom destroying evidence, maybe they should have had a process in place for that. So yes, those other employees may actually keep American Airlines in the lawsuit by the actions that they did. If American didn't have processes in place to prevent them from doing that, their process should have been immediately notify the captain, tell the captain what's going on, isolate the individual, and make sure he can't get back to the phone. And if I'm the attorney, if I'm representing them, I'm saying because you guys didn't have those processes in place originally, you're still on the hook, American, because if you would have done these things, none of this could have happened to my client.
Well, and you talked about discovery. That is a lengthy process, but where does the lawsuit itself go next?
For sure, it'll end with discovery and at some point a settlement. If American stays in this claim, it settles quick. If American jumps out, it drags on for a long time.
All right. Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Rhodes, appreciate it.